Okay, I am halfway through putting the batteries into the tiny house. And I've got the ReLion batteries here. They are 48 volt, they're 300 amp hour at 48 volt, or better terminology for that is 15 kilowatt hour or 15,000 watt hour. I am an ambassador for ReLion, but I am, affiliated with other battery companies out there. So why did I pick ReLion? A few different reasons. One, their 48 volt battery is really dimensioned the way that I want it to be dimensioned to fit into my design plan. These are going underneath the benches. So let's step inside. So as I walk over here to where the Murphy bed is, start of the L bench, I have one already in place, which was not easy or fun, and you saw that already. These are rather heavy, and I originally slid them into place, realized I got it all the way over in place and it was on top of cardboard and there was no way for me to get it off the cardboard. So I had to maneuver stuff around, and now it sits on a 1/4 inch piece of underlayment flooring, which is fine because I made the tops of, hi Glacier, hi sweetheart. Glacier had to come over and say hi. Again, this is part of the plan that I had when I was looking around through different batteries and how I could make it all work, how I could get the biggest amount of kilowatt hour for the space that I have. I only have a 24-foot trailer that's my tiny house. I'm trying to fit a whole lot into a very small space. I have 2 of these batteries, which makes it 30 kilowatt hours. I'm not hooking up to the grid when I put this house in Maine. So I need to make sure that I have enough power that I could last through my winter. Will I need a generator? That will be determined on my first winter up there, which will probably be later, next winter or the winter of 2023. The solar panels come tomorrow from Light Harvest Solar, and they're 405 watts each. I got 8 of them, so that's a little bit over 3,200 watts. If you can do the math out, 3.2 kilowatt, and I've got 30 kilowatt hours of battery with peak optimal sun. And we're talking all 3,200 watts or 3.2 kilowatts, just have full sun all day, optimal. We're looking at a 10-hour from totally dead to full. And there's a lot of different reasons I'm doing it that way. Number one, I want to show what is possible. And number two, it would cost me less money to do it this way than it would be to bring power from street to, depending on where you are. Other main reason why I decided to go with ReLion was really their BMS system. Now, right now, I don't offer any discount codes for ReLion. I am trying to get that changed. They are now part of some of the biggest brand names when it comes to marine industry, which, if anybody knows, when it comes to VanLife or even tiny houses, we've all stole all of our information from the marine industry or the yachting industry. These guys, ReLion, know what they're doing when it comes to batteries. I gotta look through this thing, and after I hook everything up to the power system and I get that rolling. A lot more of this video will be kind of the construction of the entire bench area, as well as the start of the cabinetry here. And normally I would build a carcass and I would kind of walk it in. Number one, I don't have a second person for them to help me, bring the carcass in. Number two, I needed the exact dimensions of the battery, and I do have the exact dimensions. They're right here in front of me. I can just tape measure them out and do it all. I wanted to kind of play around with them. I wanted to know where my hands would be able to fit in, because I need to hook up wires to these batteries. I need to connect them. I need to bring them over to the inverter that'll be over here. So all of those things I needed to kind of have in place before I start cutting, the side pieces, to box that in, etc. and so forth. guys, I just wanted to finish off the video of really the batteries going in place and me kind of building the L bench, as well as, you know, finishing off the Murphy bed. That was the whole point of this whole contraption being built. So you guys saw in the beginning of the video that the batteries were lifted into place. I dragged them across the floor on cardboard, and then I kind of shimmied them into place. And then I started building around the batteries themselves. Now this is just kind of like roughed in right now because I wanted to make sure I had the dimensions correct for the bed to fold down, which I'll show here in a minute. End of my living area as well as bedroom area, so I wanted to make sure that it kind of capped it. I brought this up a little bit higher to not only be an armrest, but I also wanted to act as a landing spot for the Murphy bed. So I'll add a piece like a cleat here at the end here on this side. When the bed comes down, instead of having legs that operate off the Murphy bed, it'll now have a place to land. Now again, this is all roughed in, so this will all be capped off with obviously cushions, and that will act as my bench. The bench will go all the way to the end of the wall over there, and that'll be my electrical cabinet, which I finally did a layout for that kind of on paper. All right, so let me take down the Murphy bed right now for you. I haven't done finishing touches yet. I really want to roughen the entire house and then go back with a fine-tooth comb and kind of do some finishing touches. Like, for example, this seam will not be seen on the finished product. I will have probably a matching piece of blue, like I have already the cabinet painted, custom cut in like a handle so I can actually pull the Murphy bed down. Right now I'm just using my flat bar that I will put here on the side, and I will pull it down like so. So the bed actually has tension on it because of the mechanism. I will show a shot of how close I got to the edge right here, but it, you know, was a mathematical nightmare. So that'll come and sit down like so. This will stay down, like if I let go, it comes back up because of the hydraulic thingamajig is there. So when the mattress is on here, the weight of the mattress will hold it down. And obviously you will not see these metal studs in the back there in the bed, as well as obviously the walls. I did recently just get my wall panels in. I'll show you a little clip of that. They are done by Wall Theory, and I'm really excited to kind of get more involved with it. And if anybody else is interested in Wall Theory, guess what? I'm gonna start putting a discount code for everybody down in my description below. And I will go more into the whole like wall paneling situation and why I decided to use a company instead of kind of making my own. I was just going to like make my own like textured wall of brick and concrete, but then I realized how time consuming that is. And I also just did the ceiling lights. I will give you guys a quick little shot of what that looks like with the shop lights off but the ceiling lights on. You can see the look maybe I'm going for finally, and how it's all starting to come together. I also did cap the wheel well here, and this one is capped, and as you can see on that side it is not capped. So just to let everybody know, I did put insulation in here. I didn't show it in any videos because I don't know. I don't know why I didn't show it in any videos. But there's insulation behind this wood because that is a metal wheel well and it is exposed to the outside. So I didn't want any of that thermal break, or what everybody likes to call bridging, thermal bridging. But for everybody's mind to go at ease, the thermal bridging from the wheel well is now covered, insulated, and good to go. For everybody else, it's like thermal bridging with this. Don't worry, it'll all be taken care of. I'm actually probably even adding insulation to the outside of the tiny house, as well as the zip board on, and then insulation, and then my exterior siding. We'll get to that when I get there. Don't worry about it. But I love when people come after me for stuff that I already know will be taken care of. Plus the insulation spray foam is a thermal break, but whatever. My rant is now over. Yay! I'll see you guys next time. Later.